welcome to Scrap Time. My name is Christine, and in this video we're going to make a card using some stencils, watercolor paints, and glitter. So in this video I'm going to show you how to make these cards. I used some templates from the Crafters Workshop. On this card I used the mini Dutch Spring. Actually, I think I did it like that. And then this card is the mini Summer Burst. So I'm going to take you through step by step, and I'm going to use the mini Dutch Spring template. Now I have this background that we made in a previous video with the masking, and I cut it down. The original card was 5 by 7 and I cut it down to 5.5 by 4 1/4 just to make it easier in showing you this. I think I want my little birdie on there, and I'm going to cut off the flower. So you put your stencil down on your card, and now you need to trace it all. So all I'm going to be doing is with my pencil tracing this, and so I know you probably don't want to watch all that, so we will speed it up for you. Okay, so my image has all been drawn onto my card, like that. So now the fun part is we're going to paint it. So I'm using my paints from Kuretake here. And I'm going to, because I have sort of greens on the background, I want to use like reds and oranges on top, just so the colors sort of pop off that green. Now it's going to take me a while to paint this because there's a lot of detail on here. So again, we will do it at a little faster speed for you to see how I paint it all in. Okay, so we have now completed painting the whole card. Our next step is to dry it. Make sure it's dry because we're going to trace over it. So the background's painted and dried, and you can see that I didn't fully go in some of the lines. I went over some lines. All that doesn't matter, but the card still blends in. So what we need to pop out the color is to outline it. So I'm using a Faber-Castell Pitt pen, but any sort of waterproof pen would work because we're going to do something over top of it. So all I'm doing is now going back over those lines, but I don't want to put the stencil back on because I don't want them to be like perfectly smooth as if I was tracing the stencil. This is when you start to make it as if you've sort of doodled it on, sort of cheating in a way. And so it's just a matter now of going back over all these lines. So once again, I have a feeling you don't want to watch me tracing everything. So we'll speed it up a bit for you to make this process go by further, or faster I should say, to get to our next step. So I have traced over the whole card, but it has really brought up the image from the background, but I think it needs a little bit more. And so this is when I like to doodle. So just simple like line doodlings and that. So down here on these leaves, I just quickly do like a cross hatch. You can see how quickly I'm doing it. And it's just adding texture into those spaces. Now, if you do any Zentangling, you could use this whole space for some Zentangling. So with this flower here, I'm just sort of doing curly. Now sometimes with the paint, it gets on your pen. So I'm just using a paper to get it back going. I notice that sometimes with some of the paint areas. Then I can just curl in. This area. Of course, you can take your time, as I mentioned before, and do any sort of Zentangling designs in these spaces. I'm just doing this quickly to hopefully inspire you and spark some ideas of your own. And even just little lines down the sides and in the little stems. Cross hatching on the little leaves. The bird can just have some little lines. Even like adding these little lines make a difference. And you don't have to do it on everything. You can leave some things just open. Okay, so right there, it's even brought up a level, brought it off the background even that much more. So now we're going to finish it off with some crystal drops and glitter. I'm going to use the crystal drops on these little circle areas. And this just adds a little dimension to it. These are Nuvo crystal drops from Tonic Studios. And even though I painted it red, I'm going over it in pink. Sort of like that. And I want to add some glitter, but I don't necessarily want a thick thing of glitter, so I'm using the Nuvo glitter drops. But what I'm doing is I'm putting it out on my craft sheet. And then I'm just taking a paintbrush and painting it on. So when you do it, it's very fine. You probably won't see that pink glitter on the red there, but in real life it just adds a nice sheen of glitter. Some more, and this one, by the way, is called Sherbert Shimmer. And the crystal drops was called Carnation Pink. Now if I had some orange or yellow, I would use that over some of these areas, and I don't, so I'm just going to put pink. Now this is why you want to use a waterproof pen, is because this glitter is still liquidy, so it could activate that. A bit of my pen, I notice, wasn't completely dry because I didn't dry it. So I'm just going to add some glitter here. I don't want to go over it too much where I had the black because I don't think it's dry. So there. It takes many steps. It's a long project, but in the end I think it's a really cute card and another way that you can use your stencils.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to give our video a thumbs up and subscribe to Scrap Time videos on YouTube. In the meantime, here are a couple other videos you might be interested in watching. See you next time. Bye bye.